Okay, all right, welcome back, guys. So one of the ones that we're going to take a look at, of course, we show them so that it's in context and you can see it, and then we'll try and show you the solo one. Again, some of these solo ones are a little bit more difficult, but good fundamentals to be able to do. So the first one we're going to take a look at is arm and side sweep, pendulum sweep. So I would be kind of in a closed guard here. If he steps up, this is great. He doesn't have to step up, but I'm holding the arm again in that same type of spider grip that I've got, that false cuff. I'm catching underneath his leg. I'm scooping with my free hand. In this case, my right hand goes underneath his leg. I'm going to have to disengage my feet. But again, I'm not leaving them open. I'm just disengaging and keeping them tight. Now here's the trick. I need to bring my head over to my ear, or my ear over to my hand, okay? So it's not me trying to force Brandon to come over. It's me turning, and I'm catching here. So now when I'm sideways and I have him this way, my right foot in this case is essentially going to take my hamstring and kick out that direction. As we get towards the ground, I'm going to take this leg, the left one, and I'm going to move it out of the way. So I go to kick, move my leg, I come up, I continue to hold this until I'm ready to let go. As soon as I'm ready to let go, then I can be here, I can keep the arm across, I can ditch it, go straight into a good mount. Okay, one more time. So I can have him, he can stay down in this one if you want. So from here again, I can scoop and I catch. Now it's very hard for me to turn my body because I'm stuck, right? So I have to disengage, but I'm holding here with the arm as I'm disengaging, bringing this leg up underneath the armpit. And I get that turn. He's basically floating at this point. The principal floated, his body weight is loaded up onto my hamstring on my right leg. So I'm going to bring him, I can make his head go touch the ground. As soon as his head touches the ground, I know that he's going to go. Bring this leg, bring that all the way up. You can let go, come down, and continue to drive the arm across. You can do a lot of different things. So as a solo drill, okay, you can be here. You can simulate that you have control and scooping, turning, getting that to that perpendicular position. This one's going to kick. As this one kicks, this one moves out of the way. So it's motion like this that allows you to come up, and then you're coming up into your mount. Okay? You can be here and have control, scooping, bringing my body over to the side, almost like you're just taking your hand and putting it on your ear. Now you're this way. This one kicks, turns, allows you to come up. Now you're in mount. Okay, that's that one. Let's take a look at slip sweep. So he stands. I've got control of, you can have control of both sleeves this way like that. You could be in a spider guard, kind of off the spider guard, feet are in the hips. I'm going to transfer and I'm going to catch to one side, okay? So I've got this side, so it's a cross grip, that same grip that I had before. I'm going to also come down and catch his foot like you would for a double ankle bump. I grab here. Now I'm going to take this foot, move it across to the other side. I turn on my hips, and then now this bottom leg is going to come out and take this leg out. Okay, take Brandon's right leg out as my left one is pushing, and I'm pulling with both hands. And it doesn't take a while. Right? They come up, you can come up and around and get out. Okay, so it's fairly simple to be able to go ahead and get. You can catch this one sometimes. Maybe you're fighting. Maybe you were going to go try and do something. He's passing. You can be right here, stretching him out this way. Boom. Sometimes you end up here, that's fine. You can still end up passing some points that you can knock them down. So, as a solo drill, you can do this with a gi or without a gi. Okay, it's going to be a little bit difficult to do it with a gi, but you're going to end up having one here and this way, right? This foot is going to end up going into the hip, which is going to be the hard part to be able to simulate here, but you're catching and then you're sweeping, okay? So I'm getting that push-pull that you would get here, and I'm pushing with this leg, pulling with both my hands, sweeping this way and allowing me to come up. Okay, so we kind of practiced that entry before in some of the other solo drills, when we were going like this and coming up. That's essentially what happens here, right? This way, I've got my left foot in my opponent's right hip. I've got their left hand in their left sleeve. In my left, I have their left ankle coupled with mine. This is my free foot. This one makes this sickle motion, pushes, pulls, and I can come right up. Okay? So that's your solo drill that you can be doing there. So let's take a look at tripod sweep. Same type of scenario that I can start with. I can be here this way. I can maintain though that my feet are going to end up being the same way that they were. Okay? So I can still have this from here. I'm going to take this foot out, and I'm just going to bring this foot underneath here. You can catch here, but sometimes they can step out of this. So sometimes you have to be a little bit lower. And again, I'm just going to push, pull, and he falls down. Okay? So these are two that they would come up that you're countering as they're standing. So again, without somebody, again, I can be in that same type of position. Foot is in the hip. This one's going to drop down. And again, I have that push-pull. So I'm pushing, pulling, and I can take this foot, bring it down towards the ankle, boom, and I'm coming up. Okay? I just put my hand on there because you don't have another person as you're holding on that counterweight will then pull you up. So those are three drills that you can end up doing there. But you see how they're used with an opponent, and then you can do them as a solo drill. Okay. All right. So you can tell that we've been big on inversions lately because it is a decent solo drill. So I'm going to show you one. It's a partner one. Maybe you can get somebody in your house. We'll show you how to do it when you don't have somebody. But we're going to start to show you how it looks. Okay. So I'm going to sit. One leg in, one leg out. My hand is also on the inside, goes underneath my leg and onto the outside of the person's leg. Okay, and then I'm going to simply invert, put the other leg through, take the original leg out, and I should be on the other side. So hand that's on the inside goes underneath, it's on the outside of the ankle. Again, I invert. If I sit back, I'm not going to do this move. So I have to invert, get both feet in. I can take my hand out if I need to, pull the leg out, and then I'm here. So as you get some fluidity with these, they start to look like this. Okay, so that's if you can willingly catch somebody and say, hey, stand here.
If no one will take pity on you, though.
Yeah, if no one will help you, we'll turn it sideways. You can use a chair. This has a much more center of distance that you're trying to clear on your inversion, but it can still be done. One leg in, one leg out.
Get a higher chair.
Just get a higher chair. You can get a bar stool, something else that's going to, table would be fine, right? It's got four legs, as long as it's got something that's stable that you can then invert. So again, leg gets in, with the hand goes underneath your leg on the outside, almost like you're shaking someone's hand. Okay, so you're going to go here, you're going to invert, and I've got to get, this leg's already in, I have to get this leg through the inversion underneath. So it's in, I can take the hand and the leg out, and come out. It's hard to stop in the middle. Okay, so we're here. And it's going to move around a little bit because it's chair, but you get the idea and the concept of what you're doing. And it is a little bit more of a net workout than what you think, because you're going to have to compress as you're doing the inversions. But if you sat down and did reps of those, it's going to be a halfway decent workout. Okay, we'll do it, guys. All right, so we had a couple more that we were doing with our lifeless ski person, right? So we were looking at spider guard and coming up and playing in the spider guard, right? So another one that you can end up doing from here, this is a little bit more difficult, just from the standpoint that it doesn't have the same function and feel, because I need an arm for this one. You're setting this up for the omoplata. So I can be in this position in my spider guard where I've got my good push-pull. I can even take my leg out, get my lasso. From the lasso, I can be grabbing the arm, pulling this through, and starting to set my triangle that I would be with the omoplata from here, right? And you can just simply come back and undo. You can switch, go to the other side, lasso, catching the arm here, pulling this through, and now you would be in your omoplata, where their head's through here, their arm is coming back this way. So you have that one. Another one that you can end up doing, and I'll show these with a real person. Another one that you can end up doing, you can be in your spider guard, okay? And there's an overhead sweep. Some people call it balloon sweep. You can catch it from a lot of different places. De La Riva's another place. but I can be in here this way, and I can literally be pulling them in, taking them up and over. And you just come back, right? You're just practicing, just getting this motion where you're in this push-pull. Maybe you're out this way because they're starting to pull back, which is a counter to this move. So I get them to come forward, up, and over, okay? And you can just come right back. Okay, so let's take a look at it with a real person. Right, so I'm in here this way, right? You can be playing around with the push-pull, the spider guard, right? If you're here, you can be coming in and trying to flip them up and over. A lot easier said than done, right? But you can end up doing that one. Omoplata is a lot easier to do. You can be setting this up, bringing this leg through, catching this way. I can let go for a second catch here. Sometimes you can even take both and pull this through, and then now you're in your omoplata. Okay, and this one's nice, because if they start coming out of it, then you can start working your triangles. Again, I can't leave my hips on the ground. I have to lift my hips to try and catch this. Okay? So you can work those, but you can work the solo drills to try and get the fundamentals for how those pieces work. Again, it's the back rolls. We've been doing those. Omoplatas, it's a little bit different, but we've been showing those in class lately. So it's not a foreign concept, so it's something that we have gone over. So that gives you a little bit more to be able to do, especially the invert. Bless you. Yeah, thanks. It's disease now. Yeah, right. Work those though, because as we get back into class and start working those fundamentals, it kind of gives you an edge up on what we're going to be doing.
So I know it's obviously not as ideal as working with a partner, but guys, there literally are studies that demonstrate that mental rehearsal coupled with just a little bit of physical practice is almost as effective as 100% physical practice. There have been several studies, and one said that 75% mental and 25% physical was almost as good as 100% physical. Now, so as you're doing these, you are getting the mental reps. I know when I was learning like the tripod or the sickle sweep, I do more tripod, he does more sickle. It's just a flavor thing, but it's how our game and how we play our guards. I end up in more position to do a lot more sickle, tripod. I know the sickle's coming, and he still gets me on sickle all the time, and then we giggle because daggone it, he got me again every time he does get me on it again, because I know he's gonna do it, and he still executes it, right? So, but when we were learning those, wait, which leg do I use now? Wait, do I grab with this hand on this leg and use this foot, or is it the other way around? And just trying to figure that out mentally. I'm like, you drill it, but then in class, and when you're starting to roll, you're like, wait, hold on, is it this way? No, it's the other way. Oh man! And of course, then it's too late. The move's gone. Everything else, right? This is your chance to kind of start to think through some of those things. Mental repetitions. Right? Even though there's not a person there, you're mentally repping out. I'm grabbing this foot, I'm pushing on this hip, right? Which leg in the last let's go? Do I let go of the leg on the spider or the leg with the lasso? Right? Which arm do I grab? Which leg goes over their head? Which leg goes on? Right? You're mentally repping those out, and you're just giving you some type of point of reference from a kinesthetic standpoint, just that you got your body in kind of that position to mentally rep it out. And that goes a long way, guys, so that when we do get back on the mats, you've got the feel from some new moves. So like I said, we're making the best of it. As we're filming these, the governor has given some additional guidelines, and again, everything changes in every 2 days anyway. So, but we'll keep you apprised of what we'll be doing in the weeks to come with each of our programs here at Gentry. But in the meantime, keep drilling.